All right. All right, call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, November 23rd, 2020 meeting of the Auburn Board of Selectmen. This open meeting of the Town of Auburn Board of Selectmen is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, which suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of the public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely, as long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation, and unless such participation is required by law. For the public to join the meeting remotely or by telephone, call at 1-408-650-3123 and use access code 235-235-861. Or to join via computer, go to global.gotomeeting.com/join/235-235-861. All supporting materials that have been provided to the members of this body are available on the town's website, and the public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary matter, this is Tristan LaLiberty, Vice Chairman of the Board of Selectmen. I'll be chairing tonight's meeting as the chair during Goodrich is unavailable to participate. Permit me to confirm all the members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mr. Lionel Berthium?
Yes.
Mr. Scott Wren?
Yes.
Town officials and employees participating, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Town Manager Julie Jacobson?
Yes.
And Administrative Assistant Sharon Kwiatkowski?
Yes.
Please note this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television, and also please note that, and members, please remember that each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. So with that out of the way, go to first agenda item. All right. Public hearings and presentations, we have none. Communications, we have none. Board of Selectmen general items, there's a drain layers license application from Ramco Construction Company out of Dudley, Massachusetts. All the application documents are in the packet. Do board members have any questions or comments? None. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the license provided the applicable requirements of the state and town and any of its departments, boards, commissions have been fulfilled. Said license is subject to the conditions stated upon it. Failure to comply with any and all conditions shall invalidate said license and render it null and void.
I'll second that.
All right, Mr. Wren has made a motion. Mr. Berthium has seconded by roll call vote. Mr. Berthium?
Yes.
Mr. Wren?
Yes.
And the vice chair votes yes. So it's unanimous. All right. Next on the agenda is gift acceptances. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, $100 to the fire department from Jeanette M. Budzinski. I apologize if I butchered that name. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept with gratitude.
Second.
Motion has been made to accept with gratitude for Mr. Berthium, seconded by Mr. Wren. By roll call vote, Mr. Berthium?
Yes.
Mr. Wren?
Yes.
And the vice chair votes yes, it is unanimous. All right, next on the agenda is a discussion on the December meeting schedule and a potential vote not to meet unless needed on December 28th of 2020. So I will ask members if the December 14th, which would be a regularly scheduled meeting, still works for everyone. And if anyone has any opposition to not holding the December 28th meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, Mr. Berthium.
through you to the town manager, just like to hear if there's anything that the town manager thinks might be coming up at the end of the month. We don't usually have anything, but just to make sure before we take the vote.
Certainly, through the chair, thanks for the question. Yes, generally, the board takes a vote at its first meeting in December for all of the license holders. That's the ABCC as well as the business license holders. And the last few years, the board has taken that vote contingent upon getting all of the renewal applications into our office. So even if those applications come in, as long as we get them prior to the deadline of December 31st, the board could take a vote on the 14th and be done with all of those licenses for the remainder of the year. I would say that I can't think of anything coming up. We have some grants coming up that we're going to put on that agenda for the 14th. If there is anything specific that came up that was really time sensitive, we could reach out to all of you and see if we could hold the meeting on the 28th or on another date if needed. But right now, I don't anticipate anything. That's probably going to be a fairly quiet week as far as needing votes or approvals of anything, because it's right in between Christmas and New Year's.
Thank you. With that being said, I'll make a motion that we vote to not have a meeting on December 28th, which is our normal second meeting of the month. And if anything arises, then town management can reach out to us to recall the meeting at that point.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Berthium has made a motion not to hold a meeting on December 28th unless something comes up, in which case we're needed. And Mr. Wren has seconded by roll call vote. Mr. Berthium,
Yes.
Mr. Wren,
Yes.
and the vice chair votes yes. It is unanimous. Article 4D, proclamations and recognitions. Vote on proclamation for the 2020 recipient of the John E. and Ethel E. Riley Outstanding Citizenship Award. And I just checked with the town manager beforehand to make sure that she's already been notified. Sari Biddix of the Historical Society has been selected for this year's recipient. Do members have any comments or questions or motions?
Congratulations, Sari.
Now, do we typically take a vote to the town manager? Do we take a vote to approve the proclamation? How is this usually done?
Through the chair, yes, you would take a vote to approve of the proclamation for the 2020 recipient of the Johnny and Ethel E. Riley Outstanding Citizenship Award, being Sari Biddix, and generally presented to the awardee by the chair of the board. This year, given COVID, I know there's been a lot of discussion with the town clerk and Martha Pappas regarding how to best handle that. And my understanding is it may be something done remotely at a later date. It won't be an ecumenical service as we've always had on the Wednesday evening before Thanksgiving. So we didn't know if something was going to be held between now and December 14th, even if it's remotely. So we wanted to see if the board would take that vote this evening, but it won't definitely be presented this week. So to go back to your question, yes, it's just a vote on the proclamation for Sari Biddix as a recipient of this award. And then whenever it is scheduled, the chair or the vice chair would be presenting this to Sari.
Okay. Thank you very much. With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Discussion?
All right. Mr. Wren has made the motion. Mr. Berthium has seconded for discussion. Mr. Berthium, go ahead.
I just wanted to, briefly say that I want to go ahead and vote on the motion tonight, because that way the proclamation can be put together and ready for hopefully our December 14th meeting. But usually I think the chair Mrs. Goodrich is kind of fills people in on, a little bit more about the award and that type of thing. I apologize that I don't have as much knowledge on that, but I am interested to hear, why the recipient gets the award and a little bit about the award. So hopefully, if the chair doesn't have that herself, that we can maybe get somebody from the committee that elected or chose the citizenship award to speak at our December 14th meeting. So with that, I think we should definitely vote on getting the proclamation done tonight.
I'll say that I was actually, I filled in for the chair on the committee that selected, and I don't have the letter with me right now listing all of her accomplishments and everything she's done for the town with me right now, so I don't want to try to go off of memory. And I don't have my notes from the meeting either. I'll just say thank you to her for her years of service on the Historical Society and everything that she has done for the town. She was definitely a deserving member or nominee, and we definitely had, Auburn was lucky we had multiple people that were deserving and for this reward. So thank you to her and to all of the nominees this year. All right, so Mr. Wren has made the motion. Mr. Berthium has seconded by roll call vote. Mr. Berthium?
Yes.
Mr. Wren?
Yes.
And the vice chair votes yes, it is unanimous. All right, turning things over to the town manager. Article 5A, the virtual tree lighting celebration.
Great, thank you. Through the chair to the members and the members of the community, we just want to let everybody know that due to COVID-19 this year, obviously we're not able to have an in-person tree lighting event. Normally we hold it on the Friday a week after Thanksgiving. So this year we are going to be doing a virtual tree lighting. We're actually setting it up Monday evening, but again, it's not there is no ceremony Monday evening. We're just getting all the pieces in place and lighting the tree. And Chris Hugo, our cable television manager, will be putting together a video of people being involved with the tree lighting, and we have a nice surprise to go along with that video, which all of you here are aware of. As selectmen, we're putting together a nice piece of that from various elected officials and town employees that will be a prelude to the tree lighting. So the entire video will be put together and released sometime next week. Don't have the date yet. Like I said, the last piece of what we're putting together will be handled on Monday evening, and I think Chris is doing a phenomenal job. I'd say shortly after that, he'll be able to put the whole thing together and maybe have it ready either Tuesday or Wednesday for release. So we do want to let everybody know to keep their eye on this. It will be available through YouTube, on our website, and we'll find lots of ways to get the link to people to see this. And thank you all for participating in it, and it will be a nice surprise for the community, and it was a really fun project for all of us to do with all of you, so thank you. If I move on to item B, the Santa Tour, good news, do want to let everybody know the Santa Tour, I think it's in its 66th year this year, could be 65th. Yeah, it's incredible. It is going on as scheduled, December 19th. And the fire department on their website and on their social media pages does have the schedule. So as we always do, we just ask everybody to be patient. The fire department does a great job scheduling, but every now and then the Santa is a little bit behind schedule because our fire department may have to go on a call, and Santa may have to either go with them on that call or get off the truck so they can go to that call. So, and then as soon as they're done with that call, they'll come back and resume the tour schedule. So if everybody could just be patient. And the only other thing I really want to emphasize this year with the Santa Tour, in the past, families look forward to this. It's always been a nice community event. Many neighborhoods and family groups gather together on street corners so they can wave to Santa. Occasionally Santa has gotten off of the truck. We can't do that this year. It's just not safe for Santa. We got to protect Santa so he can deliver all those toys Christmas, and we want to make sure that we protect our families as well. So we're asking our families to stay with their own household unit. So in other words, just stay on your own property with people that you live with. And certainly if your neighbors are out, that's great. But if you stay on your own property and talk to them from a distance, that would help us try to curb the spread of this horrible virus. As you know, it's been increasing across the state. It's increased in Auburn. Our numbers have been significant, and those numbers are primarily due to private small gatherings at homes or mostly at home. So we are really trying to encourage people that even though Santa is coming through town as he always does, this isn't the year to have a party around the Santa tour or a neighborhood gathering. This is a year to enjoy it with your own family members. And we hope you do. And the event will still be great, and it's still exciting for the children and for the adults. And we hear from many adults who've grown up in Auburn and come back to see this event. So we just ask that you do it safely. And then lastly, we have a very COVID safe event that we have every year. And again, this does not change. This is our Light Up Auburn contest. So nominations are due to Kristen Pappas, and the information's on our website. It's on our social media pages by Friday, December 11th. And all the homes and businesses need to be decorated by Friday, December 11th. Then in a very safe manner, our judges will drive through town and choose the best lit up properties. Again, we encourage people to do this. It's a fun, safe way to express joy at the season and make your properties look nice, and maybe a little friendly competition with your neighbors and your neighboring businesses to see who can do it best. We all need some cheer this year, I think, and it would be nice to see a lot of families and businesses participate and see the lights that are put up this year. So that's really all the report that we have. If anyone does have any questions, anything that we're doing, particularly with anything related to COVID and our Board of Health and all the efforts, please don't hesitate to call our office or call the Board of Health. We're always available for questions, and please check our website. We try to keep everybody updated with all the latest regulations and requirements and health data that's out there. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Jacobson. Do members have any comments on items 5A, 5B, or 5C?
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to, number one, thank Chris Hugo for, his extra effort this year to put this virtual holiday tree lighting together. I'm sure it's taking him more hours than he's normally accustomed to, just preparing, the showing of the tree. So I'd like to give a special thanks to Chris for his efforts. Basically, hopefully everyone will enjoy that. And the Santa tour is always a big part of Auburn. So I'm glad that we're still having that. So thank you so much for doing that, for the management of Auburn to keep as many things going as possible. I applaud you for your efforts with that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure, really. Thank all of you. We always say our spirits are not dampened. We're a little frustrated at times that we can't do what we've always done, but we really think it's important to keep providing great things for the community. Auburn's such a great community, and there's different ways to celebrate and different ways to have a community, and we're all learning that, right?
Anything else from any other members? I just wanted to say I have seen questions already from people on social media about whether or not the Santa tour is going on. So it's really good news, and I'm sure many people will be happy about it. So thank you to town administration for still organizing events to keep everyone's spirits up this time. Moving on to agenda item, tabled items, we have none. Board of Selectmen member items, we have none. Do board members have anything to add? Seeing none. We have the minutes from October 26, 2020. Do board members have any corrections or omissions? Seeing none, I'll accept them as read. before we adjourn, I had a message from the chair and myself, just wishing everyone in the community to have a really healthy, socially distanced, happy Thanksgiving, because this will be the last time, obviously, we meet before then. So enjoy, please stay safe, and thank you. Anyone else? With that said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair, before I make that motion, I just want to congratulate you on your first successful meeting. You did a very good job with that tonight. Your nerves didn't show at all. I know mine would have definitely. So congratulations, nice job. And with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, Mr. Berthium has made a motion. Mr. Wren has seconded. By roll call vote, Mr. Berthium,
Yes.
Mr. Wren,
Yes.
and the vice chair votes yes. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Berthium. Luckily, it was a short meeting, so we are adjourned.
Have a good
Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good night,
Thanksgiving.
everyone. Happy
Good night.
Thanksgiving.